Join us and discover beautiful beaches, rugged landscapes, pretty towns, desolate mountain ranges that sweep down to stunning lakes, unique architecture, history and folklore, no shamrocks, no shillelaghs, and definitely no shenanigans, just naked Ireland. So in a previous Naked Ireland film about the city of Waterford, I passed this pub, Tully's, and I said I'd expand more in a later film, so here I am to expand on the delights of this little traditional pub. Now I said traditional pub, and the reasons for that label will become apparent very soon. But as you can see, and indeed hear from the barman's cocktail making, this place offers more than your standard pint of stout. It's also got quite a young crowd, so the stereotype of the old man with a flat cap sitting nursing his pint doesn't apply here. Now this speaks volumes. If you're in a well-attended pub in Ireland in the evening, and there's a large space with no one sitting in it, the chances are that it's reserved for the entertainment, so we'll not sit here. So all the time the cocktail shaker is going like the clappers, a sure sign that this place has bridged that gap between a traditional bar and a place for young people to feel comfortable. Personally, my tastes are more traditional, but you might notice that one of those pints is a Guinness Zero, so that in itself is a modern twist. And if we scientifically test the creamy head for consistency, you can see that it passes easily. But this is a warm atmosphere, and it's great to see that traditional Irish pubs are still used by the younger generation. Get out and have a pint and a bit of crack with your mates. But is it just chat, or is there another dimension to the evening in this pub? And as predicted, sure enough, we find ourselves in the midst of what in Irish we call a session, S-E-I-S-I-U-N. Now Irish viewers, bear with me, I'm not trying to patronise you, but for the benefit of some of our foreign viewers, I'd like to talk a bit about a session. But even many of you watching who are of Irish descent will be familiar with this cultural phenomenon. A session, which will generally take place in a pub or a bar of some sort, is an informal gathering of musicians. You can never say with any certainty who will turn up, and the quality of the session will largely depend on who arrives. The musicians themselves are all steeped in the tradition of the music, and most will have been playing since children. The music is passed down from generation to generation, and it's part of an oral tradition rather than something which is written down. Trad musicians will have a repertoire of jigs, reels, hornpipes, polkas, and most of these will be commonly known within the musical community. Someone might start a tune and the others will generally join in. The tunes are strung together without stopping, usually in groups of 3, to form what we call a set, and you'll often recognise the sudden emergence of a new tune in a set by a change of key or even a change of tempo. It's an activity that embraces young and old musicians alike, playing side by side. It's not uncommon to see a child play alongside an older relative in the pub. As you can see here, we've got flute, fiddle, the bodhrán, which is an Irish frame drum, the Irish pipes, played by the girl there on the right, and an accordion player who you can just barely see. And in fact you can probably hear a tin whistle too, played by a guy out of view, sitting around the corner. So this is a typical ad hoc group of musicians for a session. It's not a concert performance, there's never a rehearsal, and so people in the pub continue to talk over the top of the music. It's not disrespectful unless it gets really out of hand. And occasionally in a session you might get a player playing a slow air or someone singing a song, which might signal for people to pipe down a bit and to listen. Now you'll have people who come to the pub for a pint and to listen to the music, such as the guy holding the glass in front of us. And equally you'll have others carrying on their conversations and getting on with their evening out. As the music picks up here, can I ask you to like the video if it's been interesting or entertaining, and please subscribe. Many of you watch but don't subscribe. It would help me out a lot if you did, and hit the bell icon too to get a wee alert to my weekly video releases. And since we're in the pub, I might as well also say that you can now buy me a pint too, by way of a donation. Just follow the link in the second paragraph in the description beneath the video. It'll take you straight to the donation page. Any donation, large or small, helps keep the Naked Ireland content coming. I'd really appreciate that if it's something you can afford. Otherwise, just keep watching and feel free to share this video with anyone you think might be interested. An Irish traditional music session is really something very special. Sometimes you'll see more commercial versions of the music making designed to pull in the tourists. And this music is not to be confused with Irish folk singers who you frequently see hired, particularly during the summer, to entertain the clientele. This music has its origins in dance music, and when you hear it spontaneously emerge in a pub, it's a beautiful thing. But of course all good things must come to an end. So we'll take a last look at this great wee bar in O'Connell Street in Waterford. There are pubs like this in every city and town up and down the country, and as long as there is, the future of our music is safe. That's all for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next Naked Ireland video.